join in. My name is Jason Yo. I'm the Deputy Head of Education in the Department of Chemistry. I come together today with my colleagues, Siang, Brian, Carrie, Linda, and Ryan. So we are here to sort of kickstart together with them the presentation of my department to all of you. And after I give an overview of the Department of Chemistry and the curriculum, we have Brian Siang, who will give us an overview of the student life. And then I think there'll be ample time for Q&A. There'll also be another talk at the end of this week by my colleague, Dr. Adrian Michaeli. He'll be giving a master class. Essentially, you get a view of what learning chemistry is like in our department. Now, before I go on, I would like to congratulate all of you again, because all of you, I'm sure, will have finished your A-levels or diploma, which is a real milestone in your lives. I was too, like you, many years ago. I decided to come to NUS to do chemistry. I had a great time, and this is why I'm back in the department again today. And I hope that you'll find these sessions useful and join us in August 2022. So what is chemistry? Just an overview. Chemistry is the branch of science concerned with the substances of which matter is composed, the investigation of their properties and reactions, and the use of these reactions to form new substances. So what are these substances? Atoms and molecules, and they are everywhere. From the air you breathe in, oxygen gas, nitrogen gas, the chair which you are sitting on. As you are listening to me, if you are sitting on a plastic chair, you'll probably find some propylene in them as part of the plastics. The clothes you wear, cotton, nylon, and perhaps the vitamins which you may have taken this morning to boost your immune system. And these are made of atoms and molecules. The electronics in your laptops, again, hey, these are made of atoms too. And I think this is why chemistry is considered as the central science, because atoms and molecules are everywhere, in biology, in medicine, in physics, in computing. And I think we chemists study them often in conjunction with these applications in mind. And I think this is why chemists are very versatile in different aspects of in the industries. Sort of a brief overview of my department, and hopefully yours too, come August 2022. We are a comprehensive department in that we conduct a significant amount of research, and we offer a wide variety of undergraduate, graduate, and professional programs. And to do so, we have about 60 faculty members. So these are the professors, lecturers. The professors are engaged actively in research across many areas. For example, I deal a lot with electrocatalysis. We also engage the services of the folks in the industries who are able to teach and give a perspective of their industrial experience to all of you. Besides this, there are 40 support staff members. For example, the administrators, the technicians, and they are very important to keep the department running. We have about 400 undergraduate students, which means on average each year, about 100 chemistry freshmen. We have about 150 graduate students. Most of these are the PhD students who are doing advanced degrees in chemistry. We also engage in continuing education. So these are, for example, alumni who come back to the department to do a master's degree, or just short courses for upgrading. So all in all, we try to support you in all stages of your career. Now, our department is very picky about the quality of education. So apart from good teaching, good lecturing, which we try to give to all of you, we also have very good facilities for hands-on. And I think this is very important because at the end of the day, we really want to equip you with the best technical skills. And so the department is very well equipped with all types of modern instrumentation. I would like to say that, I have visited many chemistry departments in the world before, and I think that NUS chemistry is really top of the range. and we are very eager to offer these facilities to you. Now, all these cannot possibly be true without the support of the government, without the support of our alumni. And our alumni has contributed greatly towards scholarships, bursaries, awards for all of you to apply. Now, let me say something about the curriculum. You must have heard this morning about the CHS, which stands for the College of Humanities and Sciences. So this is the college which all of you will enter into. It involves the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences and the Faculty of Science. So the Department of Chemistry is parked under the Faculty of Science. Now, the Faculty of Science, if you have not visited it before, is actually very, very close to the Enrich MRT station. So you can literally walk from the MRT station to the Faculty of Science. So this is extremely convenient. There are no more fear of being late for classes anymore. Now, our curriculum, it is that of a modular system. Now, what does this really mean? You can consider the modular system like a jigsaw puzzle, okay? And each piece of the puzzle is a module. So a module is a bite-sized chunk of information, knowledge, expertise, experience, which we hope you will gain during each semester. So you put them nicely together, you get a nice, wholesome education. Now, each module comes with what we call modular credits, or MCs, modular credits. So most modules in chemistry comes with 4 credits. And to get a Bachelor of Science degree, you need 160 credits, MCs. So these would mean about 40 modules, or you can take 5 modules each semester, over 8 semesters, over 4 years. So there are clearly some modules which you must take. We shall talk about them in a while. But apart from this, you have a great deal of flexibility to do what you are passionate about. And so I think this is really the strength of the modular system. Now, each of you will take modules from 3 broad categories. We have the major requirements, which are in this case, the chemistry modules. You need to do 15 of them. We have the core curriculum, which are the 13 modules taken by all the students in the CHS program. And then we have the unrestricted electives. So as the name suggests, you are free to explore your interests using this, what we call the UE space, in languages, in history, whatever. Or you can use these unrestricted electives to do a second major or a minor, up to you. Now, again, just to sort of sum up, to get a degree in science, you need to do 40 modules. So this is the core curricular program, which I'm sure all of you have been told about this morning. So I will not go into it. I'm more interested to tell all of you about the chemistry department. For the major requirements, now what is this? So if you have the prerequisite, which is H2 chemistry or equivalent, you would begin by doing CM1102, which is the gateway module to chemistry. You can do it in your first semester, you can do it in your second semester, up to you. Now, what is CM1102? You might consider this as sort of like an introductory module to varsity chemistry. Or if you're not sure if chemistry is suitable for you, you can sort of take this up, sort of like a teaser, And we really hope to impress you, with 1102 to continue doing chemistry with us. If you do not have the prerequisites, but would still like to join us in the department, you could do what we call a bridging module, in this case, CM1417. And after that, to continue the chemistry curriculum like the rest. In the second semester of your first year in the program, you could already start with the second year modules. So these are the inorganic, organic, physical, and analytical chemistry mods. They are both theory and practicals. In your Second and third year, you will do 6 more advanced chemistry modules, again, both theory and experiments. And finally, sort of round it up off, you do 4 level 3000 and 4000 modules in a wide variety of topics to fulfill your major requirements. So just to give an example, when I was an undergraduate in this department many years ago, of course, I was not in the CHS system, but I was passionate about catalysis. I also like inorganic chemistry very much. So I did a lot of these modules, and it is possible for you to do so likewise. Now, how about these 12 unrestricted electives? So as mentioned a couple of minutes ago, you can do any subjects, history, geography, engineering, or you can even do more chemistry. And then you may ask, hey, but why should I do that? Well, I think it's great to learn more, right, about the subject, to gain a greater depth of knowledge. So since this is a chemistry talk, please allow me to say a few words about the chemistry unrestricted electives. So there is a wide variety of possibilities. So we offer, for example, research in chemistry. You could take up for what we call a specialization in chemical research. Now, what does this mean? It means you take 2 research projects during your stay in the NUS. So one of them would last for 1 semester and the other for 2 semesters. Yeah? And you do these concurrently with taking other modules. Now, how does this program work? Typically, you do research in a professor's lab under his or her mentorship. You will learn to do research into a problem. You learn how to collect data. You learn how to present. You learn how to discuss. You learn how to write your findings in a coherent, in a systematic way. And I think this is not too bad for a training, right? I think this is great training. And I think by doing this, it prepares you very well for a career in R&D, in the industries, or in the academia, like for example, doing a PhD degree. And I would say, even if you don't go into the research track, this training is extremely valuable for your formation. Again, let me just say something about from my own experience, if you don't mind. I remember that after spending 3 semesters as an undergraduate, essentially I spent the rest of my holidays and the rest of my semesters doing research projects. And I would say it is really awesome. Okay, and I hope you could also do likewise if you wish. Besides this, you would also have the opportunity to go on internships in companies. I think this is again a very valuable opportunity to apply what you learn in the classrooms, in the industrial settings. And I will also say to have a taste of what working life is like outside. Yeah? Our department, we are very fortunate. We have many connections with many companies, and some of them are named here. And I would say they are really household names. And you have the chance to work in there as well, if you wish. Now, we are aware that students may have multiple interests, and this can be catered through the UE space, as I mentioned. So for example, I love chemistry and I also love history. Okay, so when I was an undergraduate, it was very difficult. In fact, it's virtually impossible to get a double major in chemistry and history. Now, you can do this easily now. You can do, for example, a first major in chemistry and then the second major in history. So in this particular case, all you need to do is 10 modules in history to get a second major. But if you say, look, I don't want to do a second major in history, I want to do a minor. Is it possible? The answer is yes. You could, for example, do 2 minors. So you could do a minor in physics and a minor in history. It's up to you. Very flexible system. Now, for those of you who do not wish to pursue chemistry as the first major, although I hope not, okay, you could join us for a second major in chemistry, also for a minor. And I also want to say that we also have a minor together with the physics department in the nanosciences. So there are a lot of possibilities out there. Now, all these may look very, very complicated to you, complex. And I'm sure you would ask me, okay, I come into the chemistry department, how should I choose my modules? Don't worry, we have given a lot of thought to this question. We have come up with what we call study plans for you to sort of refer to take reference to. Whether you want to do a chemistry first major or a physics second major or specialization, we have what we call possible study plans, which you can look at. So for example, this plan which you are seeing now is for a first major in chemistry with a specialization in chemical research. It shows you the different types of modules which you might want to take each semester. And we have another one here. In this case, it's a chemistry major with minors in life sciences and nutrition. Now, there are many, many other combinations we are well aware of. And if you cannot find a study plan that might suit your preference, please let us know. We will work with you on this. Again, these are just guides. You need not follow them to the letter. You can use them just for reference, and then you can do it as you wish. Now, certainly studies in the NUS is not just about looking at the books and doing tutorial assignments. I think it is a wonderful opportunity to connect, to make lifelong friendships with students, with professors. And I think that there's a lot of advantages in doing so. For example, certainly a big advantage of getting to know the professors is that once they know you, they could write a recommendation letter for you when you look for a job next time. And I think this helps a lot. We have a lot of student activities in the NUS. In the faculties of science alone, we have the science club, but there are sports club. Within the department, we have the Chemical Sciences Society, the ACS chapter. So this stands for the American Chemical Society chapter. We also have the Chem demo group. So if you like to go to the lab, do different experiments, have fun, this is the place for you. Now, we also involved in different social activities and outreach activities, including barbecues and so on. You could definitely be involved, if you wish, in some of them. So for example, later Brian will be sharing with you about student life. Now, what are we trying to do here in this department? I think what we really want is that for each of you coming through our department and as a future chemistry graduate, is to have a strong foundation in various aspects in chemistry. We hope that you'll be able to tackle real-world challenges. And in fact, I would say that a lot of our modules focus on these real-world problems. So for example, I teach a course on environmental and energy sciences. And of course, I can't just tell you how blue the sky is. I mean, this is a great thing, but this is certainly not enough. I think it is important to learn what are the latest technologies in reducing carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. And this is such an important thing to do to prevent climate change, which clearly has very negative impact on the environment. And when we talk about climate change, you're not just talking about the science alone, but you have to be familiar with the politics, with the economics, with the geography. So this is really a very interdisciplinary subject. Now, we don't just emphasize on theory. As I said just now, we really want to make sure that all of you are technically competent in hands-on, because chemistry, at the end of the day, is a very hands-on subject. And we really want to train all of you in modern day instrumentation, which is very important in the industries. And then finally, we hope that each of you who graduate from this department, you develop critical thinking skills, analytical and problem-solving skills. Now, how do you do it? I think there are varieties of ways in which this can be done. One way I can think of is that all of you would learn how to do good presentations, be able to think on your feet quickly in handling questions from your questioners. So if I look at, for example, our examination questions, typically there are fewer and fewer and fewer memorized and regurgitation type of questions. Many exams are open book, and the students are expected to think and to solve problems. So we really want you to develop deep thinking skills. And I think that our department, which is very well ranked in the world, is able to provide all this for you. Okay, so you spend 4 beautiful years in the CHS, in the chemistry department. So what's next for a career? I think this is a very important question. When it comes to career prospects, I think there's a wide variety of possibilities. Why? Because chemistry is the central science, which means you tend to be versatile. So I've listed down some job possibilities for you in the various industries. Of course, you can always pursue a PhD as well, and then hopefully become my colleague in the department. This is absolutely possible. On this slide, I show you again more job titles which our alumni have. So you can see that really there's a very, very bright future as far as career options are concerned. So again, just 2 examples of our alumni. We have here Kelvin Ling, who did chemistry in our department some years ago, went on to do an MBA, and now he founded a startup company over here, which is involved in wastewater treatment. And we have Yao Sing, who works in the Bioinformatics Institute of A-Star. He's working on drug discovery. So I think I'm going to stop here and sort of pass the mic to Brian. But before that, if you wish to obtain information on the latest event, you can refer to our Facebook page. You could check out more information in our web pages. You could call us, you could email us. So I hope to see all of you face to face, especially in August 2022, when the semester starts. So now I think I'll pass the mic to Brian, who will share with you about student life. Yeah, Brian.
Thank you, Prof. Yo. Okay, so I'll be sharing my slide. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brian, a year 2 chemistry major, and I'm currently also pursuing a minor in forensic science. And I'm also the president of the NUS Chemical Sciences Society. So in my sharing today, I'll be sharing how life is like as a chemistry student in NUS. Okay, so in NUS chemistry, there are 3 main committees which look after the welfare of the chemistry undergraduates. So from the department, we have the Student Life Committee, and there are also 2 student-led organizations. So there's also the NUS Chemical Sciences Society, which is where I'm from. And we also have the NUS American Chemical Society student chapter. So the 3 committees actually work very closely to plan student life activities for the chemistry undergraduates. So in the next few slides, I'll be sharing more about the different activities which the 3 committees have been planning. So the first one which we have is the ChemNUS Mentorship Scheme. So in this scheme, students can seek guidance on curriculum planning, academic pathways, and career goals. So each student will be actually attached to an academic mentor, and they will have regular group meetings with their mentor. So personally, I'm also currently enrolled in this scheme. And through this scheme, I'm also able to meet some of my batchmates who are in the same group. And we also have regular meetings with our mentors. So through these meetings, we are able to voice out any feedback that we have, or we can also make use of these meetings to ask them questions such as like, what are some of the modules I should take to work towards a particular specialization. So next up, there's also the ChemNUS Demo Interest Group. So in this program, it's a platform for students to conduct chemistry demonstrations, which interest them. So the students will form project groups with their peers, and they will look up on several experiments which interest them, and then they will discuss this proposal with the mentor attached to them. And if the proposal is approved, they can then conduct the experiment in the general teaching lab. So this is one example of what one of the groups did. So they actually synthesized various complexes using different ligands. Moving on, we also have the ChemNUS Connect with Freshmen. So this program is organized jointly by the Chemistry Department and the NUS Chemical Sciences Society. So this event is held at the start of semester 1, and it is a series of talks to help the chemistry freshmen transit into NUS. So we'll invite various speakers from different offices to share more about student life, the NUS Overseas College Program. We also invite speakers from the for Future Ready Graduates to share more about the programs offered by them. And we will also invite student speakers to share more about their internship experience or research experience. Lastly, we will also invite student speakers from the NUS Chemical Sciences Society and American Chemical Society student chapter to introduce their student organization and share with everyone what their organization does. So the NUS Chemical Sciences Society also plans meet the researchers. So through this program, we actually hope to allow students to learn more about um, the different research which our faculty members are conducting in chemistry. So we'll invite speakers to share more about the various research, and we'll also invite PhD students or current undergraduate students who are doing Europe to share more about their experience as well. Next up, we also organize events such as Chem and Chill and Day of Service. So on the left is a photo that I took with some of my facilitators for last semester's Chem and Chill. So for Chem and Chill, actually, it is an event that is held every semester. So through this event, we actually hope to provide the chemistry undergraduates with a platform to meet new students and make friends and make new friends, and then also a chance to de-stress after their midterm examination. So on the right, sorry, we also organize values in action project where we work with a company called Diversity. So in this project, we actually turn used soap bars, which are collected from hotels, into a new usable one, and we'll distribute it to the migrant worker community. Lastly, we also have the Chemistry Freshman Orientation Camp, which is a 3-day camp held in June every year. So we hope to welcome the chemistry freshmen into NUS. So one of the objectives of this camp is to help the freshmen learn more about NUS, the Faculty of Science, and the chemistry department. So through this camp, we actually hope to help the freshmen transit into NUS by providing them with the necessary information that they need. So we'll have talks that cover areas such as curriculum planning. Then there will also be a sharing by the Special Program in Science and the Center for Future Ready Graduates. There will also be a student wellness talk. And in this camp, we'll usually bring the freshmen to tour NUS. So on the left, we'll usually bring them to the general teaching lab where we show them how the lab looks like, so that they won't feel too lost when they actually need to go to the lab for their modules. And we'll also bring them to areas frequently visited by students, such as the science library. And of course, another objective of the camp will be to help the freshmen form meaningful friendships with their peers and seniors. So there will be various games and activities planned for the freshmen. And we hope that from this camp, they'll be able to find their first group of friends in NUS and, and pillars of support before the semester actually begins, so that they will have a group to turn to if they need help. So that's all for my sharing. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in our activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian and Pabio. Yeah. Is there any question for Pabio and Brian?
Yeah, I think there's a question in chat.
Yeah. So what is the IGP for the rest? This question from Ernest. So what is the IGP for the respective programs under CHS? Or where can we locate this information? Thanks. What does IGP stands for?
Indicative grade profile. The info can be obtained from Office of Admission. I will paste the link in the chat. You can look for it.
Indicative grade profile.
It gives a 404 error, Carrie.
Yes?
It gives a 404 error when you click on the link.
Is it? Wait up. Hang on.
Oh, I know what happened because the last bracket didn't show up. So if you type the final bracket at the end of the link, it should be okay, right?
Yeah, that works.
We have a question here from Sir Hui. Hi, are there any specific branch of chemistry NUS consider itself to be stronger in? Thank you. Wow, that's a very thanks for the great question. I think we are unique that each professor here in the department, we try to do our best and we try to excel in whatever that we are doing. So I do not think that we probably have a bit more professors working on organic chemistry and as well as materials. So perhaps we'll be a bit more represented in these branches, but it doesn't mean that the other branches of chemistry are weaker. Yeah. I have a question for Brian. Oh, so this is your question, Brian.
Okay, so I think for having a minor in forensic science, and then because I'm also and my main major is chemistry. So I think actually some of the things which I've learned in chemistry is quite applicable in the area of forensic science. So for example, like analytical chemistry. So I think it's quite, some of the skill sets learned in chemistry is quite transferable to forensic science. But then of course, in forensic science, it's not mainly about chemistry. So there are also other branches of sciences like biological sciences and a bit of physics also.
So you could ask anything you want, definitely including student life, everything, anything you want. Yeah. So once again, many of my colleagues are here. We have Siang, Carrie, Brian, Ryan Battens, Wee Shong, W.S. Chin, Linda. So we are here to answer any questions which you may have.